2 NBC Image Award nominations for Best Comedy Director under his belt. Eric Dean Seaton is known for such shows as That's So Raven and Living Single. He recently created the legend of the Mantamaji, a graphic novel trilogy, as well as the live-action short film based on a brother who happens to be a superhero. Instead of an S on his chest, he's armed with an ankh. That's what he called it. Check out my discussion with him.
Who are you? What are you?
I am a Mantamaji.
Eric, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
This is an interesting period we're in. I mean, you're seeing Marvel, you're seeing comic books, you're seeing become tent poles in Hollywood, you're seeing books, television shows as well. And are you surprised at how this is now just sort of taken off all of a sudden?
No, because all those things are Americana. We have kids, and even if you aren't into that type of thing, you're buying your 3-year-old or your 5-year-old T-shirts as superheroes. I think it's ingrained in our society, and I think it's something. It's not like the Westerns or something that's going to go away. I think it's something that's going to transcend for all time.
And so, what caused you to say, you know what? Let me get in on this. Forget doing somebody else's character that's already been established. I'm just gonna create my own thing.
I've actually started it, the idea came about 8 years ago, but I've had it since I was a child. My dad, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and my dad came home on the weekends because he lived out of town, and he would take me to comic book shops. And I was a reluctant reader, but I found that I love reading comic books, and that's how he got me to be a much better reader. And it's something that transcended to even when I moved to Hollywood and I got a job on Living Single. The director of the show was married to the president of Marvel. So I used to drill him about everything Marvel every Tuesday night when he would come to the tapings, to the point where he invited me to a company that they bought called Malibu Comics. And after they gave me a tour, they offered me a chance to write a Spider-Man Stop the Violence special. And then 3 weeks later, Marvel went into bankruptcy, so I've never seen it. But from that moment on, I knew I had to do my own book.
And so you said it was with you since you were a child, and there's no mistake here that the character's a brother.
Yeah, absolutely. I just felt that was important growing up. I didn't see a lot of characters that looked like me, and I just felt like that was like something I really had to bring out in him. And the books are very multicultural too, because you just don't see that. Even the characters that they're doing now are 40 and 50-year-old characters. There really hasn't been anything that's transcended in the last, 10 to 20 years.
So you've done the short film, and certainly do you hope that this will actually grow into a feature-length film?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I would love to take it into different mediums and different things, but I've been traveling the country for the past year and even went to Toronto, Canada, and I always see that people pay attention to videos when they, things that are more than 2D, things that are 3D. So we really shot the short to actually promote the books because they're doing so good in libraries and doing so good at the comic book conventions. But absolutely, I would love to see it transcend into other mediums. Yeah.
So where can folks actually watch the short, and where can they actually get the books?
Oh, you can watch the short online at our website, which is legendofthemantamaji.com. And the books are available in libraries. They're available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, comic book shops. You just have to ask for them. They're pretty much available in every format everywhere. All
right. Eric Dean Seaton, I surely appreciate it, man. Thank you so very much, and good luck with it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, thanks so much. And Eric just posted this on Twitter. You can get 10% off of the novels by virtue of watching the show. Just simply type in the code Roland. If you go to his website, again, 10% off of all of the Mantamaji graphic novels. Just use the promo code Roland. So we appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Folks, for 7 years, TV1's landmark series Unsung has outlined the trials, tribulations, and triumphs of some of our top artists. A celebration of Unsung's 100th episode, which will debut tomorrow night at 8 p.m. TV1 is going to air a very special edition of Unsung. Unsung Top 10 that changed the game will be a top 10 countdown of the most exceptional unsung episodes. The top 10 episodes have been determined by fan feedback, social engagement, and impact on pop culture. And it's going to be hosted by Mr. Countdown himself, radio and TV host legend Donnie Simpson. What's up, man?
You got it, Roland. How you doing, man?
You know what? They asked me to record something for Unsung, and I said, I love Unsung because it shows you every possible way folks went broke.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
that's part of life, I guess.
Yeah,
for
no
most.
kidding.
But there are some that, like one I loved so much was Ray Parker Jr.'s.
Right.
Because it never took that dark, every one of them has that turn. Dun-dun.
Right.
And dude was tripping. But Ray's never took that turn. Ray's was just always, it was fun all the way through. So it does happen.
What do you like about the show?
Well, I, of course, knew just about all of these people that they have on the show, and so they're friends. It's just fun seeing that backstories told. That a lot of people don't get to know that. They just know the hit songs,
right.
But to know the stories behind those songs, how they got there, what it was like while they were there, and then the other side. Sometimes, unfortunately, the downside of the career, the back end of it.
This is one of the shows that, again, when you look at a lot of the other shows out here, oftentimes you're not going to see black artists get their just due. Yeah. People who are legends to us, other folks go, who?
Yeah,
right, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. You saw that with Missy Elliott earlier this year. And wondering who is this person at the Super Bowl?
Oh, the Super Bowl. You're like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But you know now.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. I've been watching Unsungs all weekend. It's just been like the best weekend of just going back through like childhood and history and like, oh, I forgot I used to love that song, and just dancing in the living room, and it's been great. I think it's going to be wonderful.
So
I can't
you've
wait.
been dancing in the living room?
I have.
That was a Running Man move, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's all the brains.
I did that at your house too.
So you mentioned Ray Parker. I still think for me, for some interesting ones, Heat Wave was real interesting. But also Freddie Jackson.
Yeah.
Again, when you think back to, again, just stuff that people went through, and it's amazing when you hear the backstory, you go, whoa.
Yeah.
That was deep.
Yeah. And people forget how big Freddie was. I mean, Freddie had like 8 straight #1 hits or something like that. I mean,
every time he
was
put one out.
Unbelievably hot. Yeah. Yeah, man. So, and then for me, a lot of times I'll watch him and it's like, I don't know that I want to watch this. I'm not really interested. And then 5 minutes in, I'm glued, because it's always a fascinating story. Well, I believe everyone has a fascinating story to tell. I don't care who you are, if you sit down and take time to talk to them.
Well, I'll tell you what, the unsung will make you call your money manager and say, we straight? We straight?
Right.
Well, let me double check your math.
But you got to check the top 10 out. It's a really good show. I mean, it's very hard getting to the top 10, but you'll like the list.
All right,
it's really good.
All right, looking forward to it.
All right, tomorrow night at 8.
All right, hold tight 1 second. We come back on News 1 Now on TV 1.